My name is Emelifo Manuel Obi of Let Us Farm. You are welcome to Let Us Farm page. So today we are going to be discussing a topic that I actually hear people talk about. They are talking about why must we always go for tilapia or catfish in fish farming, especially in this our area of West Africa. So I know people are like, these things are not paying again, we don't make good profits and stuff like that. So why must it be only these two fishes? Why not bring other fishes, the pangos, the aswani and every other fishes like that? So let's talk about this. Let's discuss this. Why must it be tilapia or catfish? I'll be right back to explain this. But remember, Let Us Farm does not have any WhatsApp group. We don't have any closed group that we're asking you to pay anything to join. All we do here is I will try to explain and help anyone that have any issues of the farm. And if you're having any issues, just do a 2 to 3 minutes video and send to me. When I look at this video, I'll provide you with a solution to solving your agri problems. Remember, these services are very much free of charge. There is no charge for it. It's free, it's free, it's free. So I'll be right back to explain this particular topic. Yeah, welcome back. So now over the couple of years there is this issue. We have the rising cost of raw materials to produce things that we use in farming, especially catfish farming. The feed keeps going up and up. Then apart from the feeding that is going on, the fish itself, the prices are not going up the way farmers want to go. So on this particular note, people are like, oh, why do we keep farming this? Someone will tell you that they were told that if you do pangos, if you do aswani, if you do a lot of other fishes like that, you're going to make very mighty profit. Then why are we bent on doing tilapia or catfish? First of all, there's an argument on why tilapia or catfish, which is better. We will treat that subsequently, but for now the issue is why must we do tilapia or catfish instead of going for other varieties of fishes? Because the game here is that everybody knows that fish is a supplement for protein. So as meat, red meat, white meat is going up, fish is supposed to be cushioning the effect of this thing, because people will now move to fish and all that. And people actually eat fish in terms of relaxation and everything like that. So now, since the fish itself has its own prices going up and farmers are not making what they want to make, so why must we keep staying on this? So the discussion is this. I would like everybody to participate in this discussion by using the comment section to air your mind on this particular topic. But I'm going to explain to you what I have understood that makes people to stay on this particular basis for the years I have been in this business. Now, let me explain this. For you to introduce any product, you have to ascertain the demand of that product. This is business. This is not emotion. Most of us, we talk out of emotion, but in business, reality is what plays your game. There's no businessman that is doing any business out of emotion. When you place emotion before your business strategy, you will fail. But when you put your business strategy before your emotion, definitely you will succeed, because it is not emotion that brings the money. You can use emotion as a strategy in the business to win, but then you already have a business plan. I don't know if this makes sense, but this is it. In this part of the world, what we consume here mostly is catfish or tilapia. In some West African countries, they prefer tilapia. In some places, they prefer catfish. But these two are the dominant factor in the West African region. Now, the reason why this is the dominant factor is that over the years, people in this region have come to realize that they use these particular fishes to either make soup. Some actually dry it and eat it like that as snacking. Some then convert it to pepper soup to do the pepper soup, which is a common delicacy in this area. Now, some of these other fishes, either they have so much bone, like there's a native fish that they call okpo. That fish is very sweet to cook soup, but people don't like to take it as pepper soup. Why? It has so much bone. So taking it as pepper soup, you may get choked with the bone. I'm just giving an example. I'm not condemning the fish, but I want you to realize why these ones become the favorite. So over the years, the people have preferred these ones that if they use it to do barbecue, they have less issues with that. Now, if we want to change the taste bud of our people by saying, okay, because of the situations of this, there are other varieties that one can last very long, that the production cannot be as too much cost as this other two, it's going to take money and it's going to take someone with a big pocket. What that person is going to do is that you have to create an awareness. You have to bring in these new varieties, raise the new varieties, condition these new varieties to stay in this environment, because these ones have actually been conditioned to stay in this environment over the years before we now got used to it. If you remember, for some people that were there in the 80s, late 70s and stuff like that, you discover that catfish was never popular in those days. In fact, in those days, what was popular was the goat pepper soup. Nobody ever ate catfish, because then these particular varieties were not commercially viable. So it took the government intervention to be able to bring these things and now culture it to what people now do, what people now produce. Because ordinarily, if you go to the stream and get fishes from the stream and you want to culture them, they won't give you the result you are looking for. So it means that they go a kind of scientific breakdown where it will now be cultured in a way that will give you the result when you now culture it for a commercial purpose. Meaning that if you just pick it up from the natural habitat, put it in, you will fail. So when people now keep saying, oh, let's go for this, look, it's not a bad idea to go for it, but like I said, it will require you to have a deep pocket. Let's say, for instance, you are someone who wants to do this experiment and you now have, like, let's say 200,000, that even if it's a loss, it doesn't pay you, you can actually go for any of these species that you can get from a reliable source. Because for this source to be reliable, the source will have to source the breed from a place that it is a first generation. If the breeder gives you a third generation, it already makes that particular production to be bad. What we mean by third generation is that the one they used in hatching has to be a first generation. So if you say third generation, it means that it was hatched from a one that is hatched. So it's already like 3 steps down, meaning that the offspring is not going to give you exact result of the first spring. So automatically the result will not be that good. It will not be commercially viable. So if you have like 200, 300, 500, 1 million that you want to use and try this, fine. You get a breeder or get some government policies that will allow you to travel out and get this breed in. Then do the experiment. Remember, it's money that you set, that even if anything happens to the money, you don't care. Because some people actually talk to me that they heard about pangos, they paid so much money, it was sent to them, they died. Yes, they will die. Some of these things are actually third generation. Now, where they were cultured, the environment they were cultured are like a scientific lab. So immediately they go out of that scientific lab. Forget the stories of whatever they tell you. When they go out of that scientific lab, because these things are still under experiment, the weather condition can actually kill these fishes. So that's why I say, if you have that kind of money that, oh, I want to put down this money and do this experiment, that is when you do it. So if you do the first one, then you now have another challenge of trying to convince people to eat this fish. So it is when people now eat the fish and say, okay, you know what, we like this fish, your market start growing. That's why sometimes people that first start something, they spend a hell lot of money, and once the thing start making wave, what they do is that they kind of take monopoly. If me, for instance, I bring in brute stock of this particular thing and spend so much money to do it, for me to recoup my money, if it starts, I will not sell my juveniles to people, because it just started. I have to recover all the money I used in the experiment. Now, if the market accepts this and they are now buying into that your idea, they are now eating it, and more people are ready to now come and buy and eat, and people now want to buy from you, you hold them down. By the time you now face this market, it gets to a level, you now start selling. When you now start selling, it's going to be expensive because you want to recover money to do it. For me to recoup my money, if it starts, I will not sell my juveniles to people. because it just started. I have to recover all the money I used in the experiment. Now, if the market accepts this and they are now buying into that your idea, they are now eating it, and more people are ready to now come and buy and eat, and people now want to buy from you, you hold them down. By the time you now face this market, it gets to a level, you now start selling. When you now start selling, it's going to be expensive because you want to recover the money that you spent. So that's why bringing in new products is not as easy as people just think that, oh, wake up in the morning, you now go and take a fish and then culture and then you start selling. It's not that easy. And like I said, if you go and use the one from a natural habitat, it's not going to give you results. So you have to use the one that someone has cultured and it's a first generation. That's what's going to give you result. And that's why it's difficult for people to have varieties of fish. And like I said, bringing it, culturing it is one problem. Another problem is, how does the market accept it? Is the market going to accept it that this is going to be good for our pepper soup, for our barbecue, for other things? You remember that catfish, when it first came, people did not even accept it. It took government intervention when government started preaching that, look, eat fish instead of meat. Government had to do a lot of media campaigns. People now said, okay. Even some people, as at that time, were still skeptical. They were like, we have the natural fish, let us eat our mangala, let us eat our natural fish. Now some people again now bought it on their own through government sensitization, and we're now telling people, no, catfish pepper soup is good, leave your mangala, it has many bones. People started trying it. So like that, it started gaining, people's people's acceptance, and today people now accept it. So if you want to bring in a new product, if you can actually be able to, one, have money that you want to use and do the experiment, then convince the government that they should buy into this project to bring in many people, and they look at it that, okay, the one you have done is viable. Government steps in, and once government steps in and people are now ready to listen and people are now ready to trust the business and do it, it becomes viable. And like I said, if you're among the first people that can do it, you'll be able to make your money so much, because whatever you charge, people will buy it. It's good, right? So if you have any other suggestions or any other ideas, kindly drop it in the comment section. And if there's anything I said now that probably doesn't sit down well with you, then use the comment section so that we all can reason and understand together. Until I come your way next time, my name is Emily Noel Oge of Let Us Farm. Keep farming. It's a way of life.